Hello, middle school. Happy Wednesday. I hope all of you are doing well. First things first, let's go over my math challenge from yesterday. Congrats to Ava for being the first person to submit me a completely correct answer. And also, good job, Haley and Megan, for also submitting answers to me. You guys are doing great. Okay, so just to confirm your answers, right? We're increasing this entire recipe by another 2/3. So we have to multiply each quantity by 1 2/3 or convert it into an improper fraction. That'll make it easier to multiply, 5/3. Okay, so we're just going to go through each quantity and multiply it by 5/3. Okay. So 1/2 times 5/3, we get 5/6. Okay, so 1 cup of butter turns into 5/6 cup of butter. And in real life, you'd probably round this up to be 1 whole cup of butter, right? Bananas, we know that the increased recipe calls for 5. I gave that one to you. 2 eggs, 2 times 5/3. First, we have to make 2 to an improper fraction by putting it over 1. Times 5/3, we end up with 10/3, an improper fraction that we have to make back into a mixed number, which we do by dividing 10 by 3. It goes into 10 3 times with a remainder of 1. That 1 becomes the new numerator of our fraction. We end up with 3 1/3 eggs. Now you can't really get 3 1/3 eggs in real life. I guess maybe if you had 3 regular size eggs and 1 really small egg somehow. But again, that's something that you would round when it comes to actually baking. So you probably want to do just 3 eggs. Okay. I'm running out of room here, so I'm going to erase this. Okay, 1 teaspoon vanilla. 1 times 5/3, we know is just going to be 5/3, which converted back into a mixed number. We're going to end up with 1 2/3 teaspoon of vanilla. 2 cups of flour. We have to multiply 2 cups times 5/3. We already did the work for multiplying 2 times 5/3, so we can have the same answer, 3 1/3, but the unit's different, right? 3 1/3 cups of flour. Next, 1 cup of sugar. 1 times 5/3 is, you guessed it, 5/3, which you would write as 1 2/3. Oops. Cups of sugar. And then same thing here, 1 teaspoon of baking soda. 1 times 5/3 is going to be 1 2/3 teaspoon of baking soda. Oops, running out of room. Next, we have 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. We already know what 1/2 times 5/3 is, right? We end up with 5/6 of a teaspoon, which again we'd probably round to be 1 whole teaspoon of salt and 1 whole teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay, and so good job, everyone. Next thing I want to talk about that a few of you have been asking me is, should we start our work and stop our work at 3:15 just like we would do for regular class? And well, you can do that, and that's actually a pretty good idea. Sticking to the same schedule that you are used to helps your body and brain remember that, hey, it's time to work. It helps keep things regulated and productive. But also I understand that things aren't the same as they were back when we were having regularly scheduled class. Many of us are at home with our siblings, with our parents, with a full house. So our environment has completely changed. So even if we do keep the same exact schedule, it's going to look and feel a bit different. That can be disorienting. Which is why I still recommend that even if your schedule isn't exactly the same as it was at school, I still recommend that you make a regular schedule for yourself. So whether you're still waking up at 7, or if you're taking advantage of this time at home, sleeping in just a little later, that's fine. But I would advise that you write out a little schedule for yourself. If you want to decide, okay, well, from 9 to 10, I'm going to work on math. And then from 10 to 11, I'm going to work on English. And so on and so forth. If you want to make a schedule that looks just like our regular school did, that's even better. But I understand that many of us have to share computers for iExcel, or maybe we don't have a spot that we can stay in all day and do our work at. But just find a schedule that is as close to regular as possible, but find something that works for you, that you know will allow you to get your work done and still have enough time later in the day for family time. I'm trying to get these videos up on a regular basis around like 3, which is around the time that our school day would normally end, which is when I would normally be giving announcements or homework assignments and things like that. So I'm trying to keep that part a little consistent. Let me know if that's a good time for me to upload these, or if you think I should be uploading them at a different time. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, sticking to a regular schedule, even though it might be a little different than what we're used to in in-person class, it really can help you stay focused and just help the day go by a little bit smoother. And along with that, people have been asking me, well, how much time should I be spending on iExcel? How much time should I be spending on my packet? I've been recommending that an hour a day in each subject is pretty good. So if you want to incorporate that into a little schedule that you write out for yourself, you can do some math exercises on iExcel if you can, and then switch to your packet, and then switch on to grammar exercises on iExcel, and then do some reading, then do some history exercises on iExcel. Make yourself little like schedule blocks, and to make sure that you are not spending all day on just math or just English. Try and switch it up so that you're catching all the subjects still. But also remember to take little brain breaks. And I have a few suggestions as to resources that you can use to stay entertained but also engaged. One of those things is books being read aloud to you, whether you have audiobooks or you can look up videos here on YouTube. I've also found a really neat website called storytimeonline.net. It has a few different books, some of them that I haven't even read before. But they have really great readers reading them to you, and they show the illustrations up close, which is really fun. Also, you can read aloud to yourself or to your siblings who are at home with you, or to your parents, to your pets, whoever's around. If you enjoy reading, it's a great way to master vocabulary, to master grammar, and to just become a better reader, writer, speaker, and thinker while enjoying a fun story. Another thing is that Liberty's Kids has their episodes here on YouTube. So if you're missing history class, you know how much I love Liberty's Kids. We watched a few episodes as a class. They're really great. The whole family can watch them together. And if you're going to binge watch anything while at home, I highly recommend Liberty's Kids. So I will add a link to those in the description as well. And for something science related, Monterey Bay Aquarium has live feeds of all of their exhibits, so all their fish, penguins, jellyfish, and even birds are on camera, so you can log on to their website and just watch the animals. And they also have resources that tell you about each animal and about their habitat, which I think is really just a fun thing to check out. So all of those things I will list in the description, make it easy for you to find. And other than that, I hope you guys are doing well. If you have any questions, again, please don't hesitate to reach out and ask me, and I will do my best to help you. I am here for you if you need anything. Thank you for sitting through my rambling. Thank you for watching. And thank you, parents. I miss you all, and have a good night.